All right, guys, the Jazz look like they're back with a nice win against the Brooklyn Nets. This is the Utah Jazz postgame show on the Hoops Nerd channel. It's amazing what happens when you have Donovan Mitchell back on your team. It's almost as if he's a really good player that helps you win games. We'll talk about the Jazz here in a second. Let's talk about the Nets. I was pretty confident coming into this game. The Nets had that Caris LeVert injury that luckily for them and for Caris LeVert, who's worked really hard to stay healthy and who has become a really prolific player this season. He was averaging like over 20-something points a game on crazy efficiency. I've watched the Nets a few times with Caris LeVert. I haven't since he's been hurt, so that doesn't help me out. But he was hitting shots like crazy. He was looking like a bona fide stud for the Nets. And then when you combine him with Jarrett Allen, who's looking like that prototypical rim protecting big that you want in the NBA, the Nets were looking like they have done something that I don't think anyone really thought they could do, creating some nice prospects and young players through development and just finding guys out of nowhere with late round picks and G League players like Dinwiddie, who they've turned into a really nice player. I'm just really impressed with everything the Nets are doing and how they're improving. Kenny Atkinson is a really nice coach that has got them. They play hard. They play the right way to play defense, where they put teams into the wrong shots and things like that. There's a lot to like if you're a Nets fan and to be excited about. And thank goodness Caris LeVert, in his injury, is not, as terrible as it looked. It looked really bad. And he is just a really, really nice piece that they're going to be really good with for years to come. Jarrett Allen's a lot of fun. One quick thing about bigs is when you have in the NBA now you have basically one big to be an effective team, and it's your center. And you need him to be one of two things. He either needs to be a shooter from three, or he needs to be an athletic rim protector, and that's what Jarrett Allen is. They're in good shape, and I really like. It's Ed Davis off the bench, who is also arguably the best backup center in the NBA. The Clippers would argue it's Montrezl Harrell, but Ed Davis is such a solid defensive big, just a rim protector. He's just all around solid, and they've got a nice setup for the Nets. The Jazz need to do that too. Can the Jazz get Ed Davis to play backup minutes to Rudy Gobert next season? Maybe. But anyways, the Jazz get a nice win. Rudy Gobert is an absolute monster. Put up 23 points tonight on 10 of 14 shooting, 16 rebounds, 3 assists, only 1 turnover with 4 blocks, plus 17 in a 10-point victory. Rudy was absolutely a beast. Bill Simmons on his podcast last night or this morning was talking about Roy Hibbert as if Rudy Gobert looks like Roy Hibbert. Get out of here. It's garbage. The Jazz have a good lineup. When Rudy Gobert is the sole center and he's surrounded by guards and wings, he's phenomenal. He's absolutely a dominant big, and there's no reason why he can't average. I don't know if he'll average 23 and 16, but there's no reason why he can't average 20 and 12 or 18 and 14 or something like that. He's just such a dominant roll man big. Finishes lobs. He hits his free throws. He's passing the ball, and he's even showing a little bit of inside moves here and there to get a bucket when something breaks down. So Rudy's just a beast. His defense is just as good as it's ever been. It's just that he's having to deal with some things that the Jazz are dealing with. There's a lot of things going on with the Jazz right now that we probably don't even know about, and Rudy still finds a way to be dominant defensively. The other player is Donovan Mitchell, who was fantastic tonight. And I think we're seeing Donovan Mitchell. He had some nice passes that set up other players for open shots. Royce O'Neal, huge game tonight with like 3 3-pointers, or maybe it was 4. I think he had 11 points tonight, but I think, let's see, Royce O'Neal, 13 points, 3 for 3 from 3 and 5 for 6 from the field. Just the Jazz have missed good Royce O'Neal. We've had bad Royce O'Neal all year. And we had good Royce O'Neal tonight. Royce O'Neal needs to take those spot-up threes because he's a good shooter. His percentage doesn't show that, but when he's taking spot-up threes, he hits them. And so we saw that tonight from Royce, and it was one of the big reasons we won the game, besides Donovan Mitchell being a superstar. And he played with spacing, and he does what he does with spacing. That little floater push shot he does, I don't know why that can't be his his move where, Chris Paul has made a career of his little around the free throw line, little pull-up mid-range shot that he makes with incredible consistency. If Donovan Mitchell can make that push shot with regularity, that's his shot, because he can get there with ease, with his quickness and his ability to separate. There's no reason why he can't do that. And then if he can find ways to make that shot but also find the open man, it's over. It's curtains. He's an all-star and just top 10, top 15 type player. So fantastic game from the Jazz. We talk about Ricky Rubio and Dante Exum every night. I'm done talking about it. Rubio didn't have a good game tonight. Exum had a good defensive game, but Quinn pulled him for turnovers. I don't know. If we can just get good night from one of those guys, it really helps out. When Rubio's playing well, the Jazz do really well. Tonight wasn't that great, but luckily we had good Donovan, good Royce O'Neal. All right, guys, like and subscribe this video. Let's keep talking about the NBA and the Jazz and everything else. Talk to you later.